Hi friends, it's Lydia here. Do you ever have one of those moments where you just can't pick a favorite photo? Maybe you've got 5 or 6 shots and each one tells part of the story, but fitting them all into one layout starts to feel a little cluttered. Yep, I've been there. So today I want to show you one of my favorite ways to solve that using a frame grid layout. It's a simple way to include multiple photos while still keeping everything clean and intentional. We'll turn on the grid, create the frame lines, and build this together step by step. All right, let's get started. Before we jump in, let's quickly get our workspace ready together. Now, whether you are using Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, the steps we are taking today are exactly the same. I'll be showing you the process in full version of Photoshop, but I've put the specific grid setting for Elements users right in the description box for you to follow along. Alright, so here I will start by creating a 12 by 12 inch canvas at 300 pixels per inch with a white background. Next, let's go to the menu bar and choose View, Show, Grid. You can also press Ctrl, Mac, Command apostrophe to toggle it. Alright, let's go back to the menu bar again and let's make sure the rulers are visible. And here, go to Snap to and check that Guides, Grid, and Layers are all turned on. If your workspace doesn't look like mine, don't worry. Go to Photoshop Preferences or Photoshop Settings, depending on your version. And here, click on Guides, Grid, and Slices. Under Grid, set grid line every 1 inches, subdivision to 5, and then just click OK. Alright, now we are ready to start creating the frames for our layout. Alright, let's grab the Marquee tool. In the tool options, I'm going to set this to New Selection with Feather at 0 pixel and Style set to Normal. If you're using Photoshop Elements, you can set the aspect to normal. Now I'm going to choose a color for this grid frame. So I'll go to the toolbar and click the foreground color chip. And here I'll pick a gray tone. You can pick any color you like. And then so just click OK. In the Layers panel, let's create a new layer. And here, I will rename this one Line. Now on the canvas, I will draw a horizontal line from one side to the other, matching the size of one subdivision. So this is what it looks like. To fill it, I will use Alt Backspace, Option Delete on Mac to apply the foreground color. And then just press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to deselect. Alright, now I will grab the Move tool and position this line at the top of the canvas. To duplicate it, just hold down the Alt, Mac Option key and wait until you see these double black and white arrows. And then just click and drag the line. This works when you are using the Move tool. So if you are on another tool, just press letter V, then hold down Alt, Mac Option, and drag to create a copy. All right, let me move this one to the bottom of the canvas. Now, I will duplicate this line 2 more times using Ctrl, Mac, Command J. In the Layers panel, click on the top layer and press Ctrl, Mac, Command, and click the second after it. This will highlight those 2 layers together. And then I will press Ctrl T, Mac, Command T to rotate them. Here in the tool options, I'll set the angles to 90 degrees. I will place them here and also just nudge it a little bit. And then click the check mark to commit the change. And now just click anywhere on the canvas first so the selection is no longer active. And then you can just move the other one to the opposite side. All right. Here I will click on the top line, Then duplicate it twice more and place the horizontal lines where I want using the Alt Option key. Now this is where setting up Snap to Earlier really helps. The lines will automatically snap into place along the grid. Just arrange them so the canvas is divided evenly. Here is a quick tip. Use guides to make this easier. Like I will put this one right here and then the other one right here. So now I can just move this one a little bit so it will be in the middle between the guides and the subdivision. So this one I'm going to put it right here too. All right, so to remove the guide, I will just go to the menu bar and here I'll just clear guides. To add short vertical lines for the partitions, let's grab the Marquee tool again. In the Layers panel, click the Create a New Layer icon, and I will rename this one Short Lines. So this time, instead of long lines, we'll create several short ones. So just click and drag to make a short line within one subdivision. Use the space bar if you need to move your line. All right, I'll just put it right here. And then fill the layer with the foreground color by pressing Alt Backspace, Mac Option Delete, and then press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to deselect. Get the Move tool again. And now duplicate the line using Alt Mac Option key and click and drag to place it to its new position. Now arrange all the short vertical lines wherever you like to create a balanced look. Now before we finish, let's merge the layers. In a Layers panel, click the top layer and then Shift-click to select all the line layers and leaving the background layer untouched. Press Ctrl E, Mac Command E to merge them. Your grid frame template is done. Now you can hide the grid by pressing Ctrl, Mac Command apostrophe. Finally, save this template as a PSD or PNG file so you can use it again and again. Now that our grid frame is ready, let's start bringing it to life with photos and pattern paper. In the Layers panel, click the Create a New Layer icon. To make sure the new layer sits under the template layer, you can hold Ctrl, Mac Command key while clicking to place it below the template layer. And then, here in the Layers panel, I will just click on the grid frame template layer. And next, choose a foreground color by clicking the foreground color chip in the toolbar. Pick any color and just click OK. Next, grab the Magic Wand tool, which is nested with the Object Selection tool. In the tool options, make sure the new selection is active. And here on the canvas, click once inside the area where you want your photo or shape to go. And then go to the menu bar and choose Select, Modify, Expand, enter the number. Here I will enter 25 pixels and then click OK. In the Layers panel, make sure that you are in the layer that we have created earlier. All right. Now fill the selection with your foreground color using Alt Backspace, Mac Option Delete, and then just press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to deselect. To clip a photo into the shape, first grab the Move tool and drag your photo onto the shape layer. And then go to the menu bar and choose Layer, Create Clipping Mask. Resize the photo using Ctrl T, Mac Command T, and depending on your Photoshop version, you may need to hold Shift while resizing. And then just click the check mark to commit the transform. You can use the same method to clip pattern paper into the template as well. Repeat this process until all your spaces are filled with photos, pattern paper, and embellishments. And here is the finished layout. All the spaces are filled with photos and pattern papers. I added drop shadows to the template to create a subtle sense of depth. I also played around with the placement of the embellishments and the title to give the layout a nice finished look. And the great thing about creating a template like this is that you can use as many photos as you want, and it will still feel balanced and eye-catching. That's it for today, my friend. I hope you enjoyed creating this easy frame grid template with me. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep on scrapping.